Yo, yo, everyone. I am 1 minute behind on accident. Oopsie. I have been sitting here ready to go. So we've got a live discussion today. We're just going to be talking all the new stuff that Bandai has announced, which I guess by this point a lot of it isn't super new because most of it's actually come out, kind of like the Final Scene, Final Wars, Godzilla, the Gold, Odo Island, -1, and then the Jet Jaguar Operation Glitter Ghidorah. Oh, there's two more figures that I forgot to grab photos of. I don't actually even know if I have those available. Let me just just a second, guys. I knew that's why my thumbnail wasn't complete. I forgot to grab the two newest G store. Whoa, 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 whoa. If you are a Dragon Ball fan, an SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball fan, we just got the announcement of a lifetime. A new Super Saiyan Goku with the new 3.0 articulation. Okay, we're gonna get that up on the screen. Don't worry. We'll get that up on the screen, guys. Let me just grab these last two photos. I forgot to pull up for these two exclusive. Actually, I don't even know if I saved photos of the new Godzilla 2000 and Mega Gears G Store exclusives. But holy moly, dude, that was not on my bing. That means we're definitely getting a new cell. It says the games begin. Yeah, so we're getting a new cell this year, a perfect cell for the SHF DBZ line. Okay, so I don't have those saved, so I will have to go on here. Let me go on Instagram really quick because we got a few things to look on Instagram anyways. Let's see who. I think Kaiju United posted them, as they almost always do. They did. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is just news. Hoping to find a good price. Sell in Japan. Oh, like which one are you looking for, Adam? I'm by the time you guys go to Japan, there probably will be a new perfect sell. I gotta bring that up too. Here in a second. Actually, let's do that first. Since this is like brand new information. Kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. There's only, so right now there's only two cells. There's the first form. Oh my god. Okay, this thing's gorgeous. I really like the imperfect design a little more. That just that should be up for pre-order. That's getting a reissue in September for $64, I think. Yeah, I think it's $64. So, but here's this Goku. Holy, oh my god, guys, this is dude, dude. Yeah, a brand new Super Saiyan Goku in his Cell Games attire, utilizing completely new designs, including our pending dynamic movable shoulder technology. Goku's able to more freely pose than ever. Perfect starting piece for collectors. The Cell Games begin. Or the games begin, because they can't say Cell, but this means Cell is coming. Oh man, dude. Okay, so this is the explanation on the new joints. But yeah, Adam, the imperfect cell will be. I'll bring it up on here. I'll bring it up. I think they were on Ami Ami. I think they come out in September. They should be $64.99. So when you go to, so when you go to Japan, they'll be available because I think you could still get the first release, but you're gonna want that reissue. You're gonna want that reissue. Because I got the first release and it's got some QC stuff. So I will recommend the reissue. The reissue really fixes these figures. Oh my god, dude, I gotta save. Oh, dude, this Goku, dude. We'll get to the movie Monster Series stuff here in a second. This came out of nowhere. That'll be good timing. Oh yeah, it'll be available. You can still get the first release. basically for retail. I think it's a little bit more. It was, I think there was 7,200 yen, 75. I think you can still, I see him on Mandarake all the time for like 7,000. So, but yeah, look at this. The new design meets the chest, is capable of vertical movement, so you can adjust how low or how high you want. The new shoulder technology, this is brand new. The waist, parts in the waist, Goku's range of movement has greatly improved. Oh, so he's like, so his waist is like a ball joint that plugs in to the top. So then rather than it moving at this joint right here, like the waist, let me see, where's a Goku that I can grab freely? Here we go. Here's the last Cell Games Goku we got. So rather than these two joints, one's a twist, and this limited one up at the top, this joint is plugged into here, or this bottom joint is just a stable piece, and then it's a whole full ball joint, which it looks like it's a double ball peg. And he's going to have shin articulation now at the boots. That's crazy. Knees have been designed to allow him to bend more while maintaining a natural silhouette. I wonder how mad people are going to be. Hey, Sharktopus, how's it going? Oizaza, I believe is how I pronounce that. How's it going? Dude, this Goku, this just dropped as we started stream. This is crazy. This is a tried and true 3.0 Goku. This is crazy. I wasn't expecting this. This is out of nowhere. I'm gonna guess my phone is blowing up from, yeah, my friend is blowing me up a little bit on this. I have a local Dragon Ball collector as well. He doesn't get everything, but he gets like the really good things, and this is it. So this is Tamashi's new, a ton of new, the Daima joints in the knee, which so far has been proving to be really good. A new waist joint that's going to even improve further past what the current Daima Beast Gohan articulation has. And then this brand new shoulder joint. Look at that. There's a huge ball in there. Dude. And of course the Dragon Ball figures are the ones that start this off. This Goku looks perfect. The head looks like it's just the legendary Super Saiyan Frieza Battle Goku, but a little bit slimmed down. It doesn't have a wind spreaded hair, so it doesn't have like a blowback hair. I feel like people are going to be a little mad about that. But yeah, dude, that's cool as hell. Okay, we can stop talking about the Goku. This is supposed to be Godzilla hour. So the two of the figures that I forgot to bring photos up for is definitely be grabbing this guy. It appears, yeah. I would guess, I'm gonna say this right now, he's gonna be a general release, but I'm just gonna say it's probably going to be a 50. I would guess. Oh no, how much was Trunks? Trunks was $67, so I'd expect this to be a $67 release, or a $70, whatever is going to happen after tariffs. I will 100% be getting this Goku. If the heads work with the old Gokus, I won't even have to worry about buying a new Goku. But the fact that the head kind of looks like the legendary Super Saiyan Goku makes me think it's going to be that larger ball joint. So we will see. Regardless, I'll buy a bunch of them. So now for the Godzilla line, for the Movie Monster series, we have two G-Store exclusives. We have this beautiful Atomic Breath version. Is that what it's called? I don't actually. I think it's like Heat Ray version. This is thanks to Kaiji United for their post, making it really simple for the unprepared me. And then this beautiful Mega Gears. I can tell a few of my friends are probably just wishing that it was also glitter. And I thought it was glitter too, but I'm not seeing anything in there. So it's just translucent. It still looks really good. Both of these look nice. I've kind of been thinking about maybe only getting the V2 Movie Monster series figures, which we have another one we'll have to talk about here in a second. That's the other photo I didn't grab either. There's another V2 that was announced, but this, honestly, I think I could grab this one and not grab the first. Oh shoot, And just like that, it must be the Tamashi reveals hour. They just revealed Yugi. Yami Yugi, technically. But we'll just show a little teaser at what he all comes with. Look at all that stuff. We'll look at it up on the screen here. They just announced Yugi as well. Dude. Oh, and they announced... what the... They just announced a bunch of things. There's things in their stories that they haven't announced. They announced some stuff for the My Chemical Romance. I definitely need to see that tail gap to make a decision. Oh, on the 2000, Adam? I believe it's not terrible, because it should be the same on the... it should be the same as the regular one, which I don't think it's too bad. Let me grab a photo really quick. I gotta mute the screen because I accidentally closed out all my photo. 2000. Oop. Images. Where is a photo? V2. There's not any good photos on on Google, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, never mind then. I don't think it's that bad. I think there is a little bit. I think there's a little gap there, but I think that's actually suit accurate, because there is a gap on the suit slightly, but I know that's still, you and the gap don't agree, which is fine. That's absolutely understandable. Let me grab, there's one last photo I gotta grab. Where is that? The other photo. One of the other crazy hype things that got announced there it is. We'll just grab this version of it. Okay, so this is the first thing to get fully announced. I'm gonna do this. Go back here. So this is the V2 Kiryu. This is a real Bandai figure that's coming out. There's the old one that released 2 years ago now, and this is the V2 that's coming out. So just like the Godzilla 2000, Kiryu is getting a V2. Why wasn't this the first release? And there's still some bits of things that aren't painted in here. Look at that. That's not painted either. This is a comparison photo. This has been going around online. I don't know if this is an official Bandai. This has got to be, because this is actually both figures sitting next to each other. Both prototypes, at least. It looks so much better. See, this is what makes me want the V2s. Like, look at it looks like a Mini X Plus. Adam and I talked about it a little bit. I was going crazy about it. It's not perfect. The feet are a little wrong, I think. What the hell is that first? This is the original 2020 or 2002 Kiryu. This was released 2023, 2022. Do you remember, Adam, when this came out? This was a few years ago. Yeah, this is a real release as of a few years ago. Garbage. Which sucks, because the sculpt is pretty good. It's basically just the Gashapon scaled up. But then, yeah, and now this is the real one, which there's still some black paint missing, but they got the legs and they got the neck for the most part. You can actually see right there. It's not done either. So they're still being a little lazy. But it looks much better. The head especially looks crazy good. I almost thought this was the MonsterArts when I first saw this, and then I was like, no, that's not the MonsterArts. Dude, it's so good looking. I don't even know if this is on Hobbylink Japan. Yeah, look at all this just junk filling up my feed. Ooh, they got Godzilla 2000 back. Actually, why did I go here and not Ami Ami? I love HLJ. I use both, but when it comes to like regular releases, things that I'm definitely not going to cancel, Ami Ami's the way to go. Did they sell out of GMKs? It looks like they did. Yeah, they did. They sold out of GMKs. Their GMK was on sale for a while. Dang, dude. That sucks. Yeah, so they don't have it up for pre-order yet. This Godzilla 2000. Or this Mecha Godzilla, this Kiryu. So, a little sad, but that's A-okay. So we can close that. See, I don't have any of this ready. Speaking of Kiryu, oh wow, this is tiny. The second lights and the light up figure is announced in the light up line. I can't remember its official title, but the Burning Godzilla that just came out, this is in the same line and is an Absolute Zero Kiryu, which is also, if you notice, using the V2 sculpt. There was a leak a while back that suggested that there's a Burning Godzilla. There's a light up that explains the price. Yeah, it's a light up. Which, this isn't a good photo for it. Let me bring up the other one. This is the one that really shows it. You can see the blue in there. And then it's supposed to hit up, so it connects somewhere in here. It's supposed to light these up and these. Yeah. It looks really good. I'm very impressed. I'm very, very impressed with this and how it looks. I am a big Kiryu fan, but I would rather just save my Kiryu hype for the MonsterArts Shinagawa Decisive Battle version, or if they release a new one between here and then, which, you know, Bandai's dropping a lot of Kiryus here, so it's very possible we could see a reissue of either MonsterArts Kiryu. Not confirming, but they normally kind of follow in tandem. So that's crazy. I'm not going to say a lot about these because I'm probably, besides the actual legitimate V2 Movie Monster Series Kiryu, I don't think I would get the light up. So I'm not going to sit here and talk too much about figures I'm not going to buy, because I'm trying to be a better, I'm trying to be less opinionated on things that I'm not going to buy, because it doesn't matter. Which, speaking of things, dude, the Bandai Premium Tokyo SOS set, the Dead Kamibis, is so funny. It's so funny. They had no confidence in Dead Kamibis, but like at the same time, I know some people were making jokes about this, but like honestly, this was the way to do this set. You know, E03 could have been a separate release for sure, which this is a whole new body mold, by the way. It's got, this is all one piece, which just like the O2, this is all one piece, and then obviously the chest guard, although chest guard doesn't really look very painted, so, you know. It looks a little unpainted. Movie Monster Series look good, but they're not for me. Yeah, dude, I mean, I used to have them all. If I was still collecting Movie Monster Series, the last few years would have been crazy. And this year, with all of these announcements, would just, you know, it's great. These are great. The Kamibis is great. I couldn't find better pictures of these without finding super small ones, so I've only got this one, but the SOS looks good, and the Kamibis is obviously fun too. I know some people are actually legitimately not happy about it, but like they weren't going to release this as a singular release. Locking it behind Bandai Premium, though, admittingly, is not great, but watch out for Ami Ami. Ami Ami got the last few. Okay. Actually, I have to be careful, because there was the fake Mechagodzilla set, which Ami Ami I don't think got. But it's not out yet. So Ami Ami got the Ortho Shin set, and they got the minus color -1 set. So there's a chance they don't have the 74 set yet, but it seems like once it gets a little bit closer to releasing, sometimes they get a limited run of those. So it's maybe possible that Ami Ami might get a small a handful of these. Otherwise, Big Bad Toy Store is your way to go. But I think it's like $84, isn't it? Something not crazy price, because you have to use Zen Market for the Bandai Premium stuff. So you're going to be spending about that, if not even more anyways. 34. Oh god, that's such a oh my god, MonsterArts high-end spiral. That's all they got here. That's kind of so much. I was hoping just to find the set really quick. Let's see, relevance, new and popular. There it is. Oh, it's only $68, and it excludes the tariff. Oh, here we go. Hey guys, go. You guys can see it a little bit better, right? Hey, he looks good. He looks very good, which isn't really saying much because the V2 or the O2 looked really good anyways. Yeah, dude. This is so silly. Yeah, so if you guys want to order it, this would be the place to do it. You're gonna get it 3 months behind. I think it comes out in September. So, you know, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. Honestly, I think that's worth it though. I'm gonna be honest. Much easier because it's already sold out. Oh, okay. This is the fake Godzilla set that I was talking about. That doesn't come out till September. Oh my god. I think Japan's getting it like next month, month after. Maybe I might be wrong on this one. This one might be like August. Yeah. There's this. You got to pay a little bit more for that, but still excludes the tariff surcharge. So yeah, dude. Movie Monster series. If I was still a collector of Movie Monster series, I'd be going crazy. I'd be broke. I'd be broke, and I'm already broke, so it'd be even worse. I'd be even more broke. Possibly. Man, dude, that's... Sorry, I'm getting phones bumping up a little bit. We're gonna move back here. I gotta check one thing really quick. Okay, we are good. I want to make sure. Damn, you got 4 viewers current right now. 4 of you. Holy moly! Thank y'all. Also, I didn't wish this earlier, but happy 420 day, everyone, as well as Easter, or just happy Sunday. I'm just getting the MonsterArts photos really quick because I think it's important that we, going into this MonsterArts discussion, that I actually have MonsterArts stuff coming in, because it's going to involve the tariffs as well, undeniably. Oop, Xbox trying to turn off. So I'm just getting these all loaded in really quick, and then we'll be good. Okay, those are in. I'm just making sure I got every single one that I might need. I'm missing 2 though. Now what the heck, how am I missing 2? I'm missing 2. Or I'm missing 1, excuse me. I'm missing Burning Godzilla. Of course. We can just bring up Big Bad Toy Store, it's fine. I don't mind using them as a straight for these. I don't mind. Because half the time when I grab a photo from online, it's normally from them anyways. Okay. So, in talking about tariffs, and so I'm just going to have like the photos of the figures and stuff behind me. That way I can keep control of chat and stuff. So I kind of talked about it today when I unboxed Shimo. Sharktopus brought it up in chat, and I already knew about it. It actually probably would have been smart to bring up the screenshot for it. Maybe I can find it real quick. Bandai announced this morning, or yesterday morning, or yesterday afternoon, that when it comes to US releases right now, there it is. There you go. Oop. I forgot you guys were able to see any of that. Oopsies. Never want to go through my phone. Yeah, that's pretty okay. Okay, so here's the note left by Bandai / Tamashii Nations. So currently, anything that is in transit will not have any tariff-related charges. Currently, we don't even know what's on the list and what's not on the list as of right now. I'm actually going to be looking up MonsterArts one more time because I do want to check something. So, excludes, which I know we had him up, but I'm just excludes. Okay. Oh, whoa. Why are they getting it in June? Everyone else is getting this in July. might get Anguirus from see, and they still say April too. So basically we don't know for sure what is going to get affected yet. I said on stream I wouldn't be surprised if that Suko and Mothra set, this one, might be getting delayed, but they might also not be, because they are on the chopping block to get released this month for Tamashii Nations USA. They are the next release. So, but then, as I kind of already brought up in photos, that leaves us a little awkward with Anguirus. Big Bad Toy Store says they're getting it in June. Everywhere else in the US, at least I've seen, and I've looked up a lot of places because I didn't get the Japanese pre-order for this guy. I missed out on it. Because this is when I found out that Nin Nin wasn't going to be carrying SH MonsterArts Godzilla figures, at least, anymore. So this was the first one that I missed out on, I think, fully. For a Japanese pre-order, and then Toku Collectibles also sold out, which is normally my second go-to, even though they take a little bit longer. It's almost better to use Bai, which we'll see where I'm at when this guy drops next month. Basically, it'll be June. Dude, and Mechagodzilla 2021. That's the other one I forgot. We'll bring him up once we get to him after Anguirus. Anguirus is... We don't really know what's going to happen, because... It says, until the end of May, allowing them time to assess the situation and the right steps moving forward. Many items might be delayed. So if you're a U.S. collector and you only buy from the U.S., you're going to... This is going to hurt. So we don't fully know what's going to get backed up and what isn't. Like I said, this might not even drop for anyone until May, depending on. Amazon doesn't get this till the 15th of April. So if Big Bad Toy Store or some of the other U.S. retailers don't start saying that they're getting it in the next few weeks or next 2 weeks, it might be delayed. I got the Japanese pre-order for Anguirus. I wonder how much the tariffs will impact imports. I usually get my stuff from Kurama Toys. I actually haven't tried them before. If they're good, let me know, because I need I need, now that Nin Nin isn't carrying the P Bandai exclusives, I do need a really reliable and fast site for the Japanese pre-orders. I do go for Japanese releases if I can. So if they're good, I'm sure they're already sold out of Anguirus, but for future releases, I'd like to go through them. With the tariffs, oh my goodness, people are honking. How it's supposed to work is nothing over $800. Kurama Toys is good. I've ordered many times from them. Never any issues. Sweet. Well, I might have to check them out after stream. That sounds... I like that very much. I'll have to remember that. Thank you, Katie. With tariffs, so it's supposed to not affect anything over $800, which sounds like most of us would be, at least if it's going to work how it's supposed to, which it's better to it's safer to assume it will rather than it won't, because then you start getting into kind of conspiracy theory territory, and we don't want to do that. What's going to happen is that anything over $800 gets taxed or tariffed, and then shipping, same thing. How these companies order things is normally by like order load, so it's not like they're ordering one. They're ordering a case, which for a lot of these MonsterArts is normally, I believe, four to six. And then they're doing multiple pallets of that. So no matter what, as much as some people maybe thought that we wouldn't be hit as hard, everything is going to get hit. Because of that, because they mass order. It all comes in bulk. It's a bulk order of inventory rather than just ordering one. It's why every pre-ordering site, Big Bad Toy Store brings it up as well, you're not actually guaranteed your pre-order. That's why they charge you when it gets there, because It hasn't happened in a long time, especially not with the Godzilla or Dragon Ball stuff. But there was a time when you would open up orders and then you would get canceled because they actually didn't have enough. And that's, ooh, a new Sentai. Sorry, Tamashi is just dropping buttloads of things on us right now. I've got them a notification on my phone, so that's why I'm seeing it. So they just announced a new Sentai, Red Ranger of some sort. I don't watch Power Rangers or Sentai, so I don't fully know. But anyone who's into that, go check out Tamashi on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll see, or their webpage, their blog site. So with this delay, we kind of already seen one company tackle this quote unquote surprise tariffs, is Nintendo with the Switch 2, which they opted to not increase the price of the console, which the console's already admittingly overpriced, and they decided that all the accessories got anywhere from $5 to $10 extra added on. Most of them it was only like $5. We don't know about games yet, which is, I think, actually where a lot of the price increase is going to happen. We've already heard rumors that some of the games might be $90, not including GTA 6, which is going to be like 110 or something like that, supposedly. So when you look at toys, it's gonna be a weird situation, because you could take the route that Entertainment Earth took 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and they just hiked the prices on everything. They made all of their stock more expensive for MonsterArts. I didn't go and check the Dragon Ball or the SHF area. I just checked MonsterArts because that's where the news got broke to me from Ultrazilla. He made a post about it. So anything, even if it's currently in stock on Entertainment Earth, got what could be assumed to be a tariff price increase, which is pretty crappy, seeing as Big Bad Toy Store is being very let me finish. I'll read what you said, Sharktopus. Let me finish my thought before it leaves me like an old man. But I'll get back to that message. I think I may have lost it already. Oh, Big Bad Toy Store is showing which items are excluded from tariffs. The first item that's going to have a tariff tax as long as it's still active at the time of release, was the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Hulk. Otherwise, everything else up until that point that's from China didn't have that tax notice. They all are excluding. Even, we already looked at it. We'll look at it again. This is coming out, excludes. Burning Godzilla here excludes tariffs, the tariff surcharge, the surcharge. So let's go and grab something that's going to have it. I think actually this actually also doesn't get it. This is a Mr. Potato Head. Godzilla. I completely forgot to grab that too. Where's that damn Hulk? Where's it at? Let's see here. This excludes, dude. Does this have it? That also excludes. Whoa, that's crazy. Where's the? I'll just look up Hulk. I'm sorry, guys. I had a little bit of a brain fart there, and there it is. Exclude. Oh, okay. I've been reading it wrong. Excludes. So yeah. So it's not showing. It's not that it's okay. I'm dumb. That was wrong. So this is just saying this doesn't have the surcharge on there. They changed the wording. It wasn't like this a few weeks ago. So these could still technically get tariff charges. Hopefully not. Excludes the tariff. That's weird. So they changed the terminology on this because it was some things weren't going to get it that was releasing soon because of the 90-day pause. But I wonder if everything is going to get delayed so much that now they're just assuming everything will get a tariff, which is not good. I gotta pause this just for a second. Okay, sorry, I'm checking multiple things at the same time. Okay, so hopefully it doesn't increase it too much. I think what's gonna happen with toys, it's gonna be like the Nintendo stuff where they're gonna get they're gonna be bumped maybe 10, hopefully not 20, but expect 10, 20, 50, $30. but they're going to sell enough of them that I think that's where it's going to actually make up. So they're going to be able to do a smaller tariff because they're going to be able to hopefully sell that volume. We'll see about that with MonsterArts, because as we know, the new Empire stuff, the unpopular MonsterArts releases just sit around forever and ever and ever, on the US side at least. Okay, Sharktopus, let me get to your comment. I don't know if this counts as what you're talking about, but I remember the first time my mom gave me a lot of birthday money, I went to BBS, grabbed a few NECA figures, and only one of the three actually came. That is possible. I think it's more like in that field where it's like NECA and, you know, not to say that Big Bad Toy Store is a bad import site, but I feel like a lot of people at this point don't use Big Bad Toy Store. They use direct, like AmiAmi, Hobby Link Japan, Nin, for exclusives and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot, same thing with the Ultraman stuff and everything like that. So I feel like it's more the US stuff that comes out. I know the Maximum Spider-Man, when that first got announced, sold out. I think it's sold out a few times here. I think I could buy that now though. Oops. Let's see. Can I buy? Oh, I can't. Technically, I can. It'll be still in stocks. Maximum quantity per. Yeah, you can only pick up one of these at a time, I think, or two, something like that. This was actually in stock. I watched a video that said that the Big Bad Toy Store had it in stock, and it is not in stock anymore. Actually, interesting. Well, that's good to hear. I'm not excited to start paying 200. Yeah, it's not going to be that much, because it's only, I say only, and it's a lot. It's a 40% increase on anything over $800. So anything that originates from China, I should say. So not even every Tamashii product is going to technically get it. I know Vietnam also had a tax, and it was kind of high, but I don't think it was as much as Japan. So remember, with Tamashii products, they have two main areas for producing. They have the China factories. I think there's multiple, or it's just like one gigantic one. And then there's the Vietnam one, which a few years ago when the Vietnam one opened up, there was a ton of QC issues. And they've slowly been built up into becoming better. I remember when Tamashii would announce figures right before they would drop, when the Japanese reviews first came out, that was normally the big thing: is was it a made in China release, or was it a made in Vietnam? Because if it was made in Vietnam, there was a very good chance that it would have QC issues, which they did. The legendary Super Saiyan Goku, the final battle, Frieza Saga Super Saiyan Goku. I have the first one where the chest is a completely different color. I believe that was a Vietnam release. That may have been a China release. Who was MonsterArts at the time that came out? I think Mechagodzilla 21 was, I believe that was the China factory, but it's because it was a new factory. Okay, let me make that clear. It was a new factory, just like everything else. When you have a brand new factory, brand new operations, brand new team, new managers, new workers, things are going to be a little bumpy, okay, at first. That's just how it is. It's why this whole tariff thing, moving everything back to the US, isn't going to work anyways. It normally takes anywhere from 3 to 5 years to build a factory, and then it takes anywhere from a year to 2 years to actually get that factory, no matter what it's doing, at a point where it can actually run like the standards. It's the same thing with Walmart opening of a new store. It really actually takes that store a year to 2 years to actually fully start running as a fully operational on its own store. Same thing with Amazon. The Amazon that I used to work at was a newer one. I was still within that first year. It still has a lot of problems to work out, but that's neither here nor there. From me, that's all I'm going to say. So just like that, but now, because figures, the Vietnam plant has better QC, better handling, figures are coming out almost exactly even. If the tariff from Vietnam is cheaper, we're actually going to want figures to be from the Vietnam plants and releases instead of the China factory, which is going to be an interesting turn. It's going to make the market very aggressive. I feel like Japanese pre-orders are going to sell out even faster now, where it was already a struggle. Nin Nin, the last Godzilla release that I remember them getting was Evolved here. It sold out in a minute. I didn't even, I got to see it for a second and then it was sold out. Same thing with Hobby Genki. These sites that get the P Bandai releases for Japan, at least the Tamashii web exclusives. I should say not P Bandai, the web exclusives. They sell out really, really, really quick. And then once they're released, there's actually more stock out there. And then a lot of people resell as well. So now you're going to have a ton of us reviewers who want this product as fast as we can. And because we review, we might not need to worry about paying more for shipping or paying tariff tax because we kind of don't really care. Because we want the figure here now so we can review it, which is the whole point of getting things as early. It's why I'm very excited for Gamera, because that'll be the first Japanese release MonsterArts figure I've gotten on time since, I mean, Ortho didn't because it got delayed. I haven't, or the poster color version was the last MonsterArts I got like on time. So that's it, you know, that's crazy. So it's going to be difficult, and then there's going to be the collectors that aren't reviewers that just want the figure, and it's going to be tough. These tariffs have definitely messed up the market, because even if you guys look, I have it sorted right now. There's no Godzilla 2000 isn't even up for pre-order in the US. You can't pre-order him in the US unless you're getting the Japanese version, which I'd still recommend getting because you get it faster. But one of these scary possibilities, and this is just thinking worst case scenario as a nihilist, what this could end up doing is that instead of it being like, oh, we have to pay more for our figures, we have to wait longer to get them because delays, you know, because now, you know, hypothetically maybe there might be some more customs things they have to do. Japan, which it's already started to do, might just not ship to us anymore. They might exclude us if this tariff goes through, which we've already semi-seen with Hobby Link Japan saying that you can only use EMS shipping, and I believe one of the other options, they said there might be like one or two other options, but EMS is basically the only thing that they're doing. That is going to slow down shipping tremendously, just as it is, because now when, you know, a month drop, you know, and and over the next week and a half, as pre-orders are being fulfilled, they can only all go to the EMS station. So now you're going to have shipping lines for Japan blowing out because of all of our pre-orders or international orders. It's not just us. You know, Hobby Link Japan, I think, ships worldwide. Ami Ami does. Nin Nin Games definitely does. I know they do. They take care of their customers all over the place. I think they're one of the most friendliest. I think Mexico and South America, I think Nin Nin's one of the best ones to go through, I think. Which is really cool. It's really cool that, and I think they're really good for the EU too, if I remember correctly. I was watching some reels on it, just some like sponsored videos, because I like to do that sometimes. Just go through and see what people say about companies, because it does really matter to me how good a company is for me to pre-order. So that's why I was curious about Kurama Toys, because if they're a really good company, I would love to use them. But if they have issues, which is why I don't use Hobby Genki, I've just heard some not great tales. So tales like MonsterArts, like Godzilla. Sorry, it's the day, okay? I've been celebrating the day. Not Easter, but, you know. So I'm feeling a little goofy. So, and that's just speculation. None of that is for sure, but it's a possibility that Japan just doesn't ship to us. And even if you ship through Japan, where for example, FedEx and DHL shipping, which is the first two services that HobbyLink Japan said that they're not going to use for sure. That hurts because normally that's like, it's not overnight shipping because of the time zone differences, but it's basically only 2 days in the air and then you get it. Especially DHL. DHL, for the most part, is very, very, very quick for me. Um, FedEx is normally 3, maybe 4 days sometimes, depending on the week. Now we're not going to have that option. EMS takes some time. Even if it's the faster-ish version of EMS, it still can take basically a week because it sits in customs. And now you're going to have so many people using these other places or all the shipping, and it's all going to go through EMS. If you guys have ever watched your tracking and you've watched the customs process, quote unquote, on your USPS tracking, you'll notice that sometimes it just sits there for a week, 2 weeks, especially like in busy times of the year. That's going to be more common than not now. Once again, I believe it's only HobbyLink Japan is the only one that's limited the shipping options, but it's safe to say if the president comes back, unpauses the tariffs, and maybe even punishes some of these companies even more, that they're either just going to limit shipping options or they're just not going to ship to us. To which case, I don't know what happens then for us as collectors. Because if Japan's not going to ship to us and we're going to continue our trade war with China, China might just say, no, we're not shipping to you either. Because I think we're at like 200% almost tariffs incoming. Collecting this year is going to be wild. It's going to be rough. You know. Which it sucks for someone like me who tends to buy a lot. I buy a lot. Even when I'm not supposed to, I buy a lot. You know. There's no denying that. And I know a lot of my friends do as well. We're fellow collectors. So one thing we gotta do is we gotta hope that it doesn't get that bad. Which, once again, not saying it will, but it is something to keep in mind when ordering this year. I'm not saying go panic buy everything that you can, but I'm also saying maybe, you know, if there was a time to be like, well, there's some things I want to catch up on that I've wanted to focus on, but you've been putting it off. You have the free cash, which I know a lot of us aren't going to have as tariffs come down. This would be the time, because there might be an outcome where these become so expensive. Not just MonsterArts. Haya is going to be hit probably the hardest because they're directly out of China. They're a Chinese factory figure. The Hayas are going to explode in price. I could see a world, and I hope not, okay? I hope not, because as much as I don't care for Haya, I still like that it is a more budget-friendly company that releases very accurate CGI models of the Monsterverse, and by the looks of their 91 that is coming out next month or this month, looks like their Toho line also is going to be impressive. And I'm really happy for the collectors that can't necessarily afford MonsterArts regularly, because they are double the cost, they're double the price, and they've been collecting Haya, and there's nothing wrong with that. I hope the tariffs don't impact them terribly, because it's nice to see collectors being able to get the figures they want. Like, it was kind of crazy to watch Japan get the MonsterArts Shimo, the US kind of get Shimo, and then the Haya Shimo came out, Of course, there's a lot of discussions between the two, especially price-wise, which I'll get to in my review, don't worry, a little bit. you know, it's nice that there's an option for everyone. I've pre-ordered 3 figures from Haya in 2000. Hopefully they get here. They'll get there at some point. They will. And 91 and King Ghidorah I think come out this month. So I admittingly almost got the 91 and the King Ghidorah because I don't have a regular 91 MonsterArts Ghidorah because they haven't re-released it in almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. I think it's been 8. I think it came out in 2017, 2018, the special color version. And then the 91 is the first suit in the movie, the Hokkaido suit, not the final battle, or it's not Tokyo, the Shibuya, I believe, version. So the 2 suits are different. So if you buy the MonsterArts and the Haya, you're getting 2 different 91s. So you're not technically buying double, you're getting both versions of the suit. So I almost did that, and now seeing it in hand, like, I think the tail is one of the most impressive things. They got my favorite thing about the 91 that, admittingly, the MonsterArts, now that I've had it for a year, doesn't have, and that's the big, girthy, long tail, which is more the Hokkaido suit, because it's more like 89, but 89 MonsterArts also doesn't have a big, thick, huge tail that can go in these crazy poses. It just doesn't have the segments or the length. Where that Haya, they've already revealed that it can do some really crazy poses with that tail. I'm not crazy about the finish. I like the finish more than the pre-order photos, the product photos or whatever, the old ones. I like it more than that, but I still, they just come out glossy. It's just not for me. Okay, but I might in time try the 91 and the King Ghidorah, maybe. Probably just the 91 Godzilla. I got the re-evolved 2024 last year. Wasn't a big fan of it. Just how it is, you know. MonsterArts has the range of articulation and the actual crisp sculpt and details that I just love. Haya, although very accurate, and they have been stepping up their articulation to match with MonsterArts. Admittingly, because MonsterArts has been on a kick with their range besides Scar King and Mogera, but Mogera never had articulation anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know, they're making each other better, which is exciting. But now if Haya gets Tariff bombed to hell, or Tamashii Nations, as they're already suggesting, gets Tariff to hell, I know it's a first world problem. It's not a really actual big problem because there's a lot more things to be worried about than just the toys. But, you know, this is still our hobby. This is, for a lot of us, our escape from the real world problems, at least, you know, a little bit. The dog just trying to get into the door. Silly boy. But seeing that this wonderful balance that we finally now have, it's very obvious MonsterArts is responding to Haya with their products, their step of the figures, and same thing with Haya. You know, they've been doing it now over the last year. It's why a lot of the things that were supposed to come out last year and the beginning of this year got delayed, is because I think they were, you know, taking some notes from MonsterArts and improving where they could, which is why I think their Hokkaido 91 is amazing. Until they started doing Heisei Millennium. And then from the reviews I saw, their Shimo turned out pretty great. Yeah, their Shimo, I was worried about their Shimo, and you could go back months and see that I trash on that figure a little bit, but they ended up making it even closer in scale to the MonsterArts, which is still too small in my opinion. It's not quite as small as I thought it was, but the fact it's still too small is it still weighs on me a little bit. And then the Haya is just a little bit smaller than that. But then it's more CGI model accurate, so, and it's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. You know, that's undeniable. The fact that it's 1/4 of the cost it's undeniable. Or 1/5, excuse me. Right? It's 60 something. It's it's like it's 1/4 and a half, basically. And then it still ended up being that size, and then it does have the lines and all the scales, so it's got shading. It looks good. I'm not big on the crystals on it, but that's it. Otherwise, the figure looks nice. It definitely looks better than those production photos, which I think a lot of those initial ones came out bad. The Evolved Godzilla ones looked bad. Shimo's looked bad. And then Re-Evolves also looked bad, which I think Re-Evolved ended up looking about the same, at least in my eyes, while I owned it, and I wasn't a crazy fan of that. But Shimo and Evolved, hopefully, well, Shimo is better, and I'm assuming their Evolved will be because it has a new articulation. So we haven't seen the new mold painted yet, which is kind of surprising. But it's been interesting, and with all the oh my goodness, why'd that turn off? With everything going on, tariff and tax wise, like it's interesting because even this is going to affect even the next month. He announced it last week, 2 weeks ago, 90 days, so 3 months. So we basically end up having until July or the start of August to really see what's going to happen. By that point, G-Fest will be over. AMA will be done. So we're going to... It's going to be interesting. I want to be careful about hypothesizing too much because I don't want to spread any unnecessary fear, but two, it could go any way. Plus, you never know. It might just all get swiped under the rug. Probably won't, but it could. Hopefully, and we can just move on. Well, we won't be able to move on, but it'd be better than looking at everything getting very expensive, not just toy-wise. Oh man, I had a point, and then I was talking, and then I lost it for a second. But well, the only thing we can do right now is we'll just see what happens. I hope this doesn't throw anything off too much. Hopefully this doesn't provoke Japan or China or any other country from not shipping to us. And we're still able to get the things that bring us stress relief, as long as it's controlled. Or, how do I want to... It's not impulse. There we go. It's not impulse. Oops. But and it's kind of a bad time for this to be happening because kind of like with the Goku at the start of stream and with MonsterArts, I feel like everything's kind of kicking off this year. Even figure arts I'm not going to buy from other shows look incredible. They're starting JoJo's Adventure. I'm a little worried about some of the engineering on those, but I'll wait until we actually see them displayed in product photos, the promotional photos, before I start judging those too much. But the Naruto line, besides Shikamaru, is just up and up. The Dragon Ball line, I think, is finally out of a small rut it was having for a few years there at the start of this decade, and it's finally just up and up and up and up every release. And I'm very excited to see what they do. Ultraman line is kind of, I don't want to say it's stagnating because that makes it sound negative, but the Ultraman line's at a really good spot. We're getting these new generation Star re-releases, which look much better, even if they don't always have the same accessories. The color choices are just more vibrant and poppy. I'm very excited to get Ginga and Victory at the start of next month because that's probably when Ami Ami will be ready. I'm waiting for 2 more things to get in for that order before I can ship it. And the Daima Goku, the Daima regular Goku, not mini, which looks like to be one of the best figures in Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts just in general. It looks fantastic. And now this new Super Saiyan Goku looks even better. So, and the MonsterArts, I think, we can start curving this to be just more MonsterArts, move off the tariffs, because we just don't know enough, and there's so many possibilities. I feel like MonsterArts has been improving a lot. I mean, it got me back into collecting MonsterArts for heck's sake. I'll try to be appropriate. It's Easter after all. Once again, happy Easter to anyone who celebrates. And happy 420 to anyone who celebrates that. And if you celebrate both, I hope you had a really chillax Easter. The MonsterArts line, I'm looking over at the figures. So if I'm looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my shelf of them. I just feel like they've been on a really good upswing. And that's not just the things that are coming out, because obviously the Godzilla 2000 is far and away maybe my most anticipated release this year. The 2000 looks impeccable. Say what you will on the price, but Legion, if you take away the price, if you didn't know the price for Legion, I feel like most people would say Legion looks also just like a stunner hit. Legion looks amazing. And then you add that price in, and then obviously it very respectively turns a lot of people away, which thankfully makes it easier for me to pre-order one, so win's a win. From Japan even as well, so I can hopefully get it a little bit cheaper. Legion looks good. I think the new 95, the anniversary version, 95, the 70th anniversary 95, looks incredible as well. You know, this guy right here. I think this far and away, I want to hesitate when I say this because I know a lot of older SH MonsterArts fans. And as a guy who owned the original 95, the OG 2012, 2013 release, I think it was 2012, the 2012 or 2013 release, and I loved that figure to death. I think this is the best looking one. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I never owned the Ultimate Burning Godzilla, which looked really good. I still think it's worth to get that figure because you don't get the smoke stacks with this guy, at least so far. But we could always get more from the Destroya line, and if you're asking me personally, I think we're gonna get everything else. We're at least getting Destroya at some point. But I've been saying that for months already. I mean, I was saying that before this even got announced. Most people were, because it was pretty clear that we were going to get some Destroya releases this year and next year. But I think this is the best one. It looks really, really nice. I'm very impressed. The paint job, weirdly enough, for the burning patches gives me the original Bandai Creation Burning Godzilla, the Wave 1. It kind of gives me those vibes where it's very bright and vibrant, where the Ultimate one wasn't very bright, and the original 95 also wasn't very bright. You could shine a light through it to bring out that lightness, but this looks like it's just there. And it's still translucent too. And then obviously you get the more aggressive hands, and you get the beam, which the beam is a nice little add-on. I kind of wish it was the red spiral, but hey, I'm not gonna judge. There's a chance that maybe they updated the hips, maybe kind of like what they did with not 2019. Who did they add extra hip skin? Who did they do that to? I don't have them. There was a release that came out. I think it was actually Burning Godzilla the first time, so maybe this is only new when talking about Ultimate, where if you moved the leg around, it had a lot of gaps, and then the second release came out, and then they fixed it. I think that may have been Burning. So this might not be new for most of you collectors if you had the Ultimate at one point. I never did, so look at this. It looks good. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe this figure was just good as is. Honestly, it looks impressive. I got mine pre-order from Ami, obviously. Once again, I love Ami. Here's the guy we haven't talked about, or here's a thing we haven't talked about yet. The Mechagodzilla 2021 Final Battle Edition. Excuse me, Final Battle Edition. This thing, if y'all remember, I wasn't exactly the hugest fan of this release, but now, if this thing isn't super tight in the knees and in the elbows like the original release, and the tail they made this a little bit more stable and not as fragile. Hey, Jason Plays, how's it going? How's it going? If they updated the joint tolerances where the original one failed, this thing is going to be awesome. I realize the hips are still the same, and that's super disappointing, but that's how it goes. We also get new effect pieces. We get the photon scream, we get the turrets and thruster, or we get the thrusters. I thought he had turrets on here too. Oh yeah, the turrets just flip out. Those were there to begin with. And we get the energy fists, like, bro. And then we get the tail, the tail piece for the drill, finally. I thought they were going to do this year, but it was going to be the event exclusive, and I guess I was wrong. So, what you doing? Oh, just talking about MonsterArts, and we talked about Tariffs, and talked about all the news of the new figures that are coming out. And then we had some news drop on us live during stream because Tamashi decided that it was news announcement time, and they're still announcing things. We got Yugi Moto. We got a brand new Super Saiyan Goku coming out. That is officially the 3.0 mold. Oh, it does have... Oh, it has wavy bangs. Okay. Sorry, I had to look at it again. Dude, that Goku looks awesome. I gotta do a Figure Arts Dragon Ball stream one of these times. I would love to talk Dragon Ball. But now we're just kind of talking about MonsterArts. I kind of talked about how Tariffs and this Tamashi Nation's announcement of things being delayed, this guy right here, might affect releases, which, talking about Mechagodzilla, talking about Burning Godzilla, and even Anguirus are all probably going to be hit by this. We'll see, because Japan doesn't even have these two yet. Anguirus drops next month, and Mechagodzilla is June for Japan. Japan release. Bro, I thought my volume was low. Oh, am I a little quiet? I apologize. This mic, I have to like really get in it to be loud. I do apologize. Also, girlfriend's taking a nap on the other side of the room, so I'm trying not to scream her brains out while she naps. We're gonna watch a movie or something once I'm done with the stream. But what else? Oh, I had a point. Oh yeah, a Gamera, but Gamera comes out this month, and I've got a pre-order. Mine should get here pretty quick. I gotta send them. I said it yesterday or today. I'm gonna send in a message to see if I can't try to expedite the release or the delivery of this a little bit. So I have it on DHL, but you know, that's how it's going. Just a second. Okay. Sorry. I don't have any money to buy any MonsterArts QQs. I asked my parents. I just want to buy like Kong Godzilla. Oh, yeah. And those should go on sale here. They've been out for a year, so Tamashi probably should be putting those out. I know Kong was just on a sale on Amazon. It was down to like $60. I think the Godzillas actually might be mostly sold out at this point. Oh. Yeah, okay. I guess the Legendary Godzillas are sold out. Oh man, I didn't... That's news to me. Oh, they got... Oh, what the hell? I mean, they still... they have all three Legendary Kongs, and they still have the singular point figures, too. Dude, Jet Jaguar was when I stopped collecting MonsterArts. This was one of the last figures I got, and it's still in stock. Super expensive, though. I don't remember it being that much. And Rodan. I'd buy Rodan for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, maybe 40. But it's just... And then the dog disappears. They've been on an uphill, and with these new pre-orders coming out this year, I'm very excited for this reissue. This will actually legitimately probably get delayed, US release wise. Japan, this comes out at the end of next month, which I don't have a lot on pre-order. I live in the Philippines. Oh, well, these are Big Bad Toy Stores still. They ship worldwide, if I'm not mistaken. So they might, but they're all out of stock. I don't know if Amazon, I think Amazon's also sold out. So I guess maybe you're saying that because I don't know if the sales are the same for every country either. So I do apologize. But it's just MonsterArts are in a pretty good spot. I'm very excited. I am gonna get her on pre-order. Don't worry, I will get one. I'm not too worried. I will be getting a Legion. I'm just deciding. I've got 2 places right now, and then I gotta wait till I'm a little bit more comfortable to do the pre-order. So even one of them I don't have to pay until it comes out, but I want to make sure that I am in a very good spot. Can't cancel that, so gotta be careful. But I guess maybe that might be all I've got. I feel like I'm starting to ramble a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm excited for MonsterArts. I'm very excited about the new products they have coming out this year. I don't really like the Final Wars, the 2019 that much. Because the detail aren't really visible. They're very dark. Well, in hand, you can definitely see it better in hand. A lot of these photos are taken in dark light. The 2024, 2019, I can kind of agree with that one. I mean, that sculpt's also pretty old too, so it's not the greatest. The evolved Godzilla is definitely much nicer looking. This guy, I'll grab him quick. I gotta make sure I don't bump Shimo. So this guy's very, very nice. Not very dark. It's kind of more of like a olive green kind of ish color. He's got some brown. He's got his pink. He's very nice. A little bit more expensive though because he's a damn it Kong, a web shop exclusive. Let me. One thing I've been having struggling time with is this guy standing up. Kong does not like to stand on my shelves. Any of my shelves. Need to update my posing skills. There we go. He's gonna fall over. Okay, I'm gonna have to mess with him after stream. I gotta fix the positions on his leg, or the unlike Hayaneka where the details are. I don't necessarily agree with that statement, but at the same time, it's okay to have different opinions. I think the Hayas look soft, but that's absolutely a-okay. They are cheaper, and that is definitely a plus. I don't know if NECA's more cheaper now. I feel like a lot of those go for kind of MonsterArts prices, but I never bought any of the NECA figures. I owned the 2014 because I got that as a gift from a friend of mine for graduation, or for my birthday right before graduation. Sorry, I just realized Shimo and King Ghidorah are the same price. Interesting. That's I gotta save that note for my review of Shimo, because that's an interesting comparison. Personally, for me, I gotta get this guy too. I gotta get this guy before he sells out and gets really expensive. What just happened? My PC was tripping. Oh, there's maybe a chance my internet went a little fluctuaty. The area I live in, although it does have pretty good internet, it likes to freak out a lot. Same thing with our power and electricity, because they built all the places that this side of town really quick, and they didn't do the best job at maintaining the best quality of work, in my opinion. But also, it's a really nice spot, so kind of is what it is. Dude, sorry, I just keep looking at this new Goku on my phone. But yeah, I gotta get this guy. But I feel like MonsterArts has been in a very huge up lately, and I'm very excited to see what comes next. We should be getting a reveal any day now, actually. That's no, my PC just showed a black screen. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully everything's okay. It maybe it I just thought it was going to sleep, so that's always possible. We should be actually getting a new reveal within the next week or two for MonsterArts. Because Godzilla was last month, 2000, so we should be getting. Well, it could be a Monster Hunter release, or it could be a Yu-Gi-Oh release. But there is a chance. There is a chance. We technically the next release for Godzilla, it should be one. It's going to be a web shop exclusive, and it really should be Showa King Ghidorah from '72. With the release of G2K, I hope they do Mega Gearus. Kind of growing like money right now. Want to know the trick? Okay. It's all good. It's all good. With the release of G2K, I hope they give us the Mega Gearus. One of the photos on Godzilla 2000 really looks cropped, in my opinion. It doesn't mean that it is, but it looks cropped. I think I actually did a stream about this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when 2000 was ripe and revealed. I think we're gonna get an Orga or a Mega Gear, probably more likely Mega Gearus sooner than later. And there's a very good chance she could be the next release. I would highly doubt. I really do think 72 King Ghidorah is next. It should be 72 King Ghidorah 1. We need a new Showa release for the end of the year, at least one more. Unless they're going to do... Well, okay. So this is the better way to say. So even though it's going to be 72 Ghidorah, it is Invasion of Astro Monsters anniversary this year. It's also Godzilla Terror of Mechagodzilla's anniversary. So I guess one of the next releases should be Showa. There's a very good chance that we're either going to go... I'm going to play Dead... Oh, cool. Okay. Thanks, Jason, for stopping out. Thank you. Have a good day or night. I don't know what time it is in the Philippines, so enjoy your day or night. Thank you. With it probably being a Showa release, it probably is going to be the 72 King Ghidorah, which we've had teased since New Year's. We got the official tease for it, so I think that's going to be next. I think if it's not, I think Mega Gearus would be maybe a good option, or Orga, something to go with a Godzilla 2000, or hopefully we could see Titanosaurus 75 Godzilla, 75 Mechagodzilla, and hopefully the Mechagodzilla will be a brand new mold that's actually in scale with the rest of the line, unlike the 74, and then it'll have all the things that 75 needs to differentiate it from 74. So then we could also eventually get a 74 release as well, in the newer sculpt. But that's speculation, because we actually don't have another tease. We don't have anything to go off of. The only known figure from MonsterArts, Godzilla and or Gamera, that we know is King Ghidorah. Otherwise, we're completely in the dark. Every release now it's been hidden. I think there's a Tamashii event this upcoming weekend, I believe, because that's where they're showing off the SHF is revealing their JoJo figures. They're showing off 4 of them, I believe. The first 1 through 4, I think, part 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think. And there's going to be other things there as well. They're going to show more details on the Star Wars figures that just got released. General Grievous should also go for pre-order this month as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's all but confirmed that he should be this month or next month. How is Death Ghidorah? Because it is a large figure with a ton of engineering, a flying form that they literally had to create. This is not something we necessarily see in the film, so they had to where is it at? They might not even see. Oh, here it is. The entire body is by Shina. He is the suit maker for Legion, and he went and made custom art, official art, to make this a real thing. This is technically, it's just concept art, but it's new concept art. So they had the suit designer watching the figure, which means they're paying someone extra to watch the creation. It has this, which is a whole new copyright, technically, and then it's huge. I actually have a better photo of that to show, but that's also the US. There you go. This is a newer image of it. This is an actual like Tamashii event reveal. You can see it's the MonsterArts, not something else, because there's the joint hinge right there. So it's massive. So, and also Tamashii said last year that they're going to have to increase costs or prices on all their figures, and that was before tariffs became a thing. So hey, it's just what they got to do. It's huge. You can get it a little cheaper if you order it from Japan, if you could find it in Japan, which probably not going to at this point. It's sold out. It was a web shop exclusive, but that's about what it'd be to ship it, give or take. And then the shipping, if you ship it from Japan, it's probably going to be about $100, $110 probably. This is supposed to be one of the largest figures ever released in the line. This is the most expensive Tamashii Nations product I think that's ever come out as well. So yeah, it's got a ton of joints. So factory line wise, you know, every piece they have to put together is time and money. So there's a ton that goes into it. Is it still probably a little overpriced? Probably. Probably could have been, well, it's not that it could have been, but you know, a more fair price probably would have been $300, but Iris was $300, so Legion's larger than Iris and has a lot more going on than Iris, so there's your extra $200, I think. Yeah, Iris was $309. They've only got 4 left. Amazon has a ton of these, by the way. Amazon has it for $3. Let's see here quick. Amazon has it really cheap. Which is the other thing with Legion, which I'm telling people with Legion, I'm telling them with Shimo, wait until Amazon gets it. Wait until Amazon, it's a little bit closer to the release, because just like Shimo, which Shimo's not on this, I showed this during stream today, when Shimo was cheaper for me to pre-order than it was right now. So I got it less than sale price. Kong is actually on sale for $64. Where is Iris? There she is. But yeah, with Iris, $60 off of retail price, and she'll drop. I believe it got like 10 seconds of screen time in the movie. See, flying form for Legion. Yeah, it got 10 seconds, but the wings were beating so fast, so technically we never actually got to see how they look. Unlike with Legion, when Legion's flying, you know, we saw the we see this in the movie because Legion flies slow and then Legion speeds up. So it's the same thing with Legion, or Iris, excuse me, but the same mentality goes into. Oh wow, did they get some more cameras in? Yeah, it's in there very quickly and we don't get to see the wings, so they had to make new art for it. That goes into it. Most people would argue that that's not worth the cost, and saying that, well, the suit designer was working on it as well. You know, it is Tamashii kind of bleeding people a little bit. There's no denying that. It could have been cheaper, but it's not for everyone, which is kind of what the MonsterArts line is now. It's just not for everyone. Not when Haya's around and other companies. We're getting more articulated lines by the day. Not quite on this level. I'd still argue Haya isn't quite on this level, but hey, tomorrow they might announce that they're doing a Gamera line for the anniversary, so, you know. And that's only good. Competition is only good. Competition is a stellar. That's the other thing with Legion. There's 0 articulated in scale Legions. The only articulated Legion out there that's like actually articulated is the Revoltech, and that's like a 5-inch, 6-inch figure. So, and I think that one's not even in scale, because it would have been like, you know, a regular Bandai size to be in scale with Gamera. So that's kind of some of it, as well as just Tamashii being like, well, we're the only ones, so boom, 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 here you go. So I'm still gonna get it. I love the look of it. I can't deny. Also, I'm a really big, not that this is like a crazy thing, but I'm a really big fan of the trilogy, Gamera trilogy, and Legion is definitely one of my favorite villains. I think I still like Edis a little bit more, but Legion's nice. Legion is very, very nice. So, but I think that's it. Is that all I gotta say? I already said I think Tamashi's on the up and up. It's sad that things might be changing with the global market, making these even more expensive or unavailable to us in the U.S. In a normal way, possibly. That's the worst scenario for this minor problem in the real world of real problems. But just talking collectibles, these could get more expensive with tariffs and all that stuff. Hopefully not. Hopefully something happens and we don't have to worry about tariffs and Japan possibly not shipping to us or China not shipping to us, so we can still get these figures hopefully at an affordable price, at least somewhere around MSRP. I'm excited for this year. Shimo today, awesome. Go check out that unboxing if you haven't seen it. It's really bled out. I do apologize with the lighting. Gonna hopefully be getting curtains very, very soon, so we won't have to worry about that anymore. But I'm impressed with Shimo so far today. I've got her on the shelf, just chilling, getting acclimated to the collection. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what MonsterArts, if they announce something this month. Sometimes they skip a month, sometimes they don't. So I'm curious to see if we're going to get something this year or this month. Like I said, probably 72 King Ghidorah, but they could drop Megaguirus, they could drop Titanosaurus, 75 Godzilla or Mechagodzilla 2, True Mechagodzilla 2. They could drop the announcement of the reissue of Destroya finally. Junior and the Destroy Evolution sent a new combo pack. Tokyo SOS Kiryu, or maybe Shinagawa Final Battle is getting a reissue. Something of that nature. They've got a lot of options. That's just kind of my thing. It seems like it's going to maybe be a Kiryu related item because Movie Monster Series is releasing a ton of products within the Kiryu duology, and normally they're not always close to each other, but they can kind of show us a little bit of the future. So there's a very possible chance it could be something Kiryu movie related, which either Kiryu needs a much needed reissue, new version. We don't have a Tokyo SOS MonsterArts Godzilla yet. I wouldn't mind O2 getting a reissue because he's on the up and up again for me. So, but I mean, if they want to do a new version of it too, kind of like Godzilla 2000, I'd take that too. So I've got more than enough time to wait. So I think that's going to be it for me, everyone. I want to thank everyone for watching. Let me switch the screens over. I've got so many different things I want to do for this live stream setup, so it's a little bit nicer. Oh my goodness, I'm so dark. Wait. Since it was Star Wars Celebration. Yes. Look at Goonsack. Oh my goodness. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone here that has commented on this live stream tonight. Thirsty Thursday Toys, Adam, thank you. I believe it's Oizaza, thank you for commenting. Sharktopus, thank you for joining. I believe that's IKD. Thank you for joining. Jason Plays, thank you. And Death Ghidorah, thank you guys for commenting. Anyone who's stopped by and watching the stream, whether you commented or not, thank you guys as well, of course. I'm able to really, let me say this, I can enjoy this even more knowing that I got y'all hanging out, watching the content. Thank you guys for making the Scar King review. I don't want to say like blow up, but like the Scar King video is doing very, very well. That is all thanks to you guys. Let me show it again here. So, I mean, it's even doing better than this. So thank you guys so much. 133 views, and there's even more. It's just that this doesn't show the unlisted ones or the privated ones, the private channels. So it's even more. I think it's like 150 almost now. We've got some dislikes on it already. We got some likes and we got some dislikes on it. So if you guys enjoy the content, please go check it out. I know it's a longer one. There's a lot going on with this figure, a lot to say, a lot of positive from me at least, which is why it's got some dislikes, I think, personally. But maybe there's some objective things wrong with my, with my video as well. But thank you guys for watching. Check it out if you haven't. Go leave a like, comment. I know these outros are always so long. Aikide, IKD, thanks for watching. Everyone have a wonderful night. By the way, I was watching this whole time, but I've been looking for something the whole time. Hey, that's okay, Sharktopus. That's a-okay. This is, live streams are just mainly, you know, we know how we roll. Mostly just audio. It's kind of like a podcast, so you don't even have to really pay attention to the screen. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. Hopefully y'all had a wonderful Easter if you celebrate. If you celebrate 420, hopefully y'all had a wonderful 420. Only if you're over the age of 21, though, and it's legal in your area. If we don't support those non-illicit activities. Very naughty. But thank y'all. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful end of your week. Or if you're in a time zone it's already Monday, have a wonderful start to your week. I'll see you guys over the next few days for the SH MonsterArts Shimo review. Take care.